say here is that a person who is more observant in life, a person who has been through more experiences and has more exposure, will have a strong power of imagination. This imagination needs to be backed by logic to bring it to the real world. So if I take the example of, say, a vampire, the vampire must be thought by some person. He must have thought of some basic characteristics at first, like, say, the blood-sucking nature of it and the being afraid of dark. And then he put logic into it to bring it to the real world. So if you look at the fangs of a vampire, its shape is such that it can easily protrude into the victim's neck. Not only that, even the color of the clothes are usually black and red, so that the viewer gets the feel of the darkness, and it also depicts the blood-sucking desires of the vampire. So from what I'm saying, we look at this three-tier model defining creativity and imagination, which includes observation, exposure, and logic. So we cannot possibly compartmentalize the regular school subjects into logical subjects and creative subjects, because logic and creativity go hand in hand. Leonardo da Vinci, the famous artist, architect, and mathematician, stands testimony to this fact. So, probably that is the reason why institutes like NID, JJ School of Arts, etc. include a logic and observation based paper in their entrance exams. So in conclusion, I would beg to differ from Sir Ken Robinson's opinion of do schools kill creativity? I feel they don't. Not if they provide the students with enough exposure and varied experiences. Thank you.
That was indeed intriguing. We now have reflections by Tanisha Puri.
On the 24th of May, a plane commuted. She felt like a flower with no roots, again uprooted. A deep desire that this transfer of her dad would reap desirable fruits, and she would eventually get successful and find her roots. Ruthlessly moving from place to place, why did life have to be such a reckless race? As soon as with facts she comes face to face, fate uproots her and throws her out with a bag and a suitcase. Tears flowed down when someone asked her to compare Mumbai to her previous town. Mumbai is a city of dazzling lights. The sleepless lively times left her charmed during the night. Like a snake slithered along the coastal strip, memories made her cry as if she just got a whip. Our daughter got admission into the afternoon shift. Dad jumped. But she missed her previous school. This one felt like a road with a bump, incessantly wanting time to take backwards a huge jump. She cried and cried for the first month 6. She failed to mix up with the crowds here and feel a fix. Cultural differences left her confused. Eventually, she made friends with a girl who she never knew was her life's brightest pearl. Promoted to class 8 and the morning shift, she never knew this was the point in her life where it would drift. Sat with people who talked to her and appreciated. As her skills now, she knew she had them rightly mediated. Hours, years and days ago, she once lived in a town called Ludhiana. Milking cows, harvesting in their fields, enjoying the calmness of the morning. She found the town a bit too small. The same roads, the same restaurants, and the same uncles who would call. But winter, the season of contrasts, of biting winds, of foggy mornings, of train delays, power outages, and mums wear your sweater warnings. Love, oh, love happens with the worlds to get attached to people is a thing so small. Those roads, the weather, and those winds, she misses her previous home. They're just hints. From lower KG until class 1, she was in Delhi along with her dad and mum. When they were about to leave for their next destination, her heart sunk and moist was her eye. as nothing is more painful than the last goodbye. These two words would change her life forever. As a life without Delhi, she thought never. What about those promises to stay together forever? Why can't she keep them never? Each time she moves from one place to another, what about those teachers, those friends, and the one who resembled her mother? Why doesn't she have anyone to call her own except a mum, dad, and her brother? Every flower has its root. Without one, how can it grow into a big bright shoot? She bloomed in weathers pleasant and the ones with a lot of heat. When would the dots of her life meet? Mum has no answer. Dad seems too busy. Where are my roots? She frantically asked in a state of dizzy. Each goodbye made a piece of her soul. She just savored upon the memories, slightly more than a mole. Someone stepped into her life and taught her about the divine ways. He molds your life and fills it with color like the brightest clays. He told her that life's a beautiful song. Nothing that ever happens wrong. You bloomed in all seasons because, my dear darling, what happens for a reason. You have traveled to cities far away and roamed. Each place you made a house where you homed. Roots are often not needed to become successful in life. Stop questioning God why there is so much of sorrow, strife. God has crafted your root, which you are carefully caressing. Look at the transformations in you, right from dazzle to dressing. All her dad's transfers were nothing but God's blessings. The tide recedes, but leaves behind bright seashells on the sand. The sun goes down, yet gentle warmth still lingers on the land. The music stops, but echoes on in sweet, soulful refrains. For every joy that passes, something beautiful remains. Thank you.
That was poignant indeed. We have Shubham Saraf with a message for parents to walk that extra mile.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shubham from class 9. This is my white canvas. So this is my white canvas on which I'm painting a new idea. Not an earth-shattering idea though, but an idea whose time has come. An idea you can't evict. Actually, it's not just an idea. It is an innovative idea, yet very simple. So without any further ado, presenting to you all a powerful idea. A simple, powerful, innovative idea about education. It is an idea about parents. It is an idea for parents. So parents, please pause and think. Are you doing enough for us? Yes. They do take care of our food, shelter, clothing, our well-being, and of course, funding our education. But what do I think? The need to walk an extra mile. The need to actively participate in our education system. The way Simon Sir says, from being mere consumers, they need to be the new producers. Today's status quo is that parents think sending children to school, education is taken care of. Educating the child is the sole responsibility of the teacher. This is the status quo today. Let's challenge the status quo. The fish is challenging the status quo of its existence by taking a quantum leap. In the same way, I am challenging the status quo. I'm asking my parents to participate in our education system. Parents must don the hat of teachers and integrate themselves in our education process. This is my idea. Every parent must take up the responsibility of a teacher for one day in a week, not partly, but for the full week. Every week, one new parent teaches the class. Think of it. Whatever they want. The time has come for a meaningful participatory role of parents in our education system. Point one, it does not matter what they want to teach. It can be counseling or dramatics or philosophy or painting or music or even a subject. It really does not matter. What matters is his or her full attention towards the class and contribution to the best of his or her ability. Point two, think about the diverse knowledge getting disseminated, ranging from computer science to banking, from music to arts, from sports to thinking. The list is endless. It will be a whole new world opening up for every participant. Point three, it does not matter whether the parents have fancy qualifications or not, whether they can communicate effectively or not, whether they can handle a bunch of mischiefs or not. It really does not matter. What matters is the whole class will welcome and respect every parent, as each and every child gets his or her turn to see his or her parent in the best role play of his or her life. Point four, it does not matter if the parents are uneducated or even illiterate. It really does not matter. What matters is his or her rich experience sharing it to come and participate in enriching lives. Think what will Bill Gates teach the class child of my age? Interesting, right? The kind of impact his one-day class will have on the children will be amazing, isn't it? Let's look at a complete different scenario. A poor, illiterate farmer goes to the rural school to teach his one-day class. What will he teach, you may ask? Believe me, his class could be even better than Sir Bill Gates' class, because he will tell you the value of education in life. He'll tell you that how do we take the hardships in life. He'll tell you about farming, and I'm sure most of us don't know how to harvest and sow seeds. So learning computer science from Bill Gates and learning farming from a poor illiterate farmer is equally important, and he will tell you the value of education in life. Hence his class may be even better than Sir Bill Gates. The one-day class every week, imagine every week a new script, every week a new surprise, every week a new experience. On an average, 40 new perspectives every year for every single child. In the modified words of our former president, Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, let's ignite the minds of our young ones with education beyond textbooks. The benefits of implementation of these ideas in our education system are multifold. The parents see one side of their child at home, and when they come to school, they'll see another side with his friends and in the school environment. It will help them understand their child. Second, teachers haven't seen our parents teach before, so they'll understand the parents better. Point three, after all, when they take one-day class, our parents take a full one-day responsibility of the teacher, I'm sure. They'll understand what it takes to be a teacher. So finally, by this process, the parents understand the students better. The parents understand the students better, the students understand the teachers better, the parents understand the teachers better, the students' life gets enriched, and our society rejoices. So, as is it a simple idea, and I know it hasn't been implemented yet, let this idea not be chained in a PowerPoint presentation only. Let this idea color the white background that I explained in the beginning with beautiful colors, like this beautiful butterfly. Finally, quoting from Nasdaq's famous tagline and Walt Disney's quote, "Dream it, do it." I have dreamt of this simple yet powerful idea, and since the implementation of this idea is equally simple, in my humble opinion, we can just do it. So, let's do it. Thank you.
That was quite a revelation, Shubham. And we as parents must do our best and contribute to education in any way we can. To quote Einstein, the demands of life are manifold. And I'm sure we all want our students, our children, to be prepared for any adversities, for any challenges that life has to offer. We now have Aditya Jain talking on education and technology. I hope we don't have the technical snag again.
My topic is revolution, not evolution in education. Yeah, we don't have the sound, sorry.
But I think the video itself is quite effective and the meanings are coming out very strongly in form of words. Thomas Edison fired. There's a picture of Walt Disney. Died, failed, breakdown, defeated. Abraham Lincoln.
My main intention behind showing this video was to reflect the fact that most of those people who have touched the height of success had a vivid imagination. They were proficient in lateral thinking and were passionate about what they did. Secondly, most of them were not necessarily excellent in their formative years. On the contrary, some of them were pretty mediocre. I happen to have the report card of Albert Einstein, and you can see that his grades were pretty mediocre. So what do we draw out of this? Marks and grades do not have a profound impact on our lives, as they don't assess us in our true colors. How many of you have heard of Sir Ken Robinson? I'm sure many. Well, he has a PhD in education and has a keen interest in innovation and creativity. He's one of the leading speakers of the world and has participated in many conferences, including TED, that is the TED conference, and the RSA. In one of those conferences, he said that our current education system was designed, conceived, and structured for a different age. It was conceived in the economic circumstances of the Industrial Revolution. Schools are still modeled on industrialism and in the image of it. Schools are still designed on factory lines. We still have ringing bells, separate facilities, we are still specialized into different subjects, and we are still educated by batches. Why do we do that? Why is that the most important thing about us is our date of manufacture? There are students of the same age with different capabilities. Why can't we specialize students on the basis of their interests, their educational capabilities, their talent, or any other specialized parameter for that matter? If you see, schools today are increasingly about conformity, standardized testing, standardized curriculum. I believe that we need to go in the exact opposite direction. Schools today, the grading system has divided the world into two types. One, that is the so-called smart people, people who get good marks, and the other, the non-smart people, people who do not get good marks. This system has caused a chaos. Problem being that most brilliant people do not realize their talent, as they think that they are not intelligent. According to a survey, majority of the children endure present schooling rather than enjoying it and desperately wait for the weekend. You know, our grading system, our schooling system is akin to the fast food industry where everything is standardized. If you see in Michelin stars, everything is customized according to local circumstances. Education is squandering our talent. just the way fast food is depleting our health. Einstein once